Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about postpartum things, breastfeeding, birth control, and my period. So if you don't want to hear about any of that information, just go ahead and click off this video because it's going to be kind of informative. This is my 2-month postpartum update for me and my Emma girl. As of yesterday, she just turned 2 months old, and I'm going to be going ahead and talking about the first little barely 24 hours in the hospital and up till now. After I had her, they sent us to the other room that they usually send you to after. It's like the little recovery room basically after the room that you had the baby in. It was about almost 5 in the morning. We were both exhausted because we were both, my fiance was up for over 24 hours and I was about to make it to 24 hours. He went and got food, went and grabbed our bags and everything, brought it up. I was so excited to eat my food because I was starving, because they don't allow you to eat or drink anything while you're in labor. I also knew that I was about to get my first medicine because they take you right off the epidural after he or she comes out if you get the epidural. That pain starts kicking in, especially this time because they had me on Pitocin, so everything's kind of just like contracting back down. So I've already had her. So I was ready to take that first medicine. And I ate, everything was great, and I actually ate way faster this time with her than I did with my son. I had like some time between where I didn't eat. So I ate my food, then immediately took my first medicine, which is a narco, and I was like, okay, sweet, she's asleep, I can go to sleep and then wake up when she wakes up. Literally not even maybe like 5 minutes after I took that pain medicine, I felt like I was gonna throw up because I had already laid back, not all the way down in the bed, but kind of at like a slant like this, and I felt it coming. I was like, oh God, no, because that means that if I throw this medicine up, I won't get another one till like 5 to 6 hours later. I knew it was coming up. There was no way I could hold that in. Called the nurse and waited for my fiance to come out of the bathroom because I was like, this nurse ain't gonna make it. He came out of the bathroom and I immediately was like, you gotta hand me that bag. And he just looked at me like, what's going on? And I grabbed that from him and it just like, it all came up. I was like, shoot. And it's the worst throwing up after you have just delivered a baby because you're so sore and you can feel like all the muscles and everything just sore, and that sucked because I did not want to throw up. It literally killed because then I had to sit there and lay in pain and try to sleep until another 5 hours or so to take another pain medicine. Also, after you deliver, you have to get help going to the bathroom the first 2 times, and they kind of put like this little pan bowl thing in the toilet above, well, actually in between the toilet seat and the toilet, to make sure that you pee a certain amount, because if you don't, you can get an infection from not peeing enough or peeing in the first, like, I think they say like 12 hours after you deliver. And with her, I took longer to go to the bathroom for the first time, which kind of made me nervous, but I knew I was still in the time window of when I needed to go. And I was so glad to be able to go the first 2 times, because after that, you kind of start feeling better and you can do it on your own. And you can kind of get up and get moving, but not go crazy, of course. Another thing that like really, really hurts after you deliver is breastfeeding. When you breastfeed, your stuff contracts, so every time you feed your baby, you're already sore in general, and then once you start feeding your baby, it just hurts so bad. And if you've delivered, you know what I'm talking about. Other than that, everything was pretty good. We had a good time and while we stayed, and the nurses weren't too like in and out, so that was good. The first week is the hardest week after you deliver. I think mainly till like day 5 you actually start feeling somewhat like normal, I guess you could say, or like yourself. And the first like 3 days were the roughest for me because I tore, and I had an epidural, and where they gave it to me at, they gave it to me in like my lower back. And because of that, I don't know what happened. I guess like the way I labored and pushed her out, it was so far down in my back that it made it so incredibly sore, and the muscles just hurt so bad. That was interesting to deal with because I did not deal with that with my first one. They gave it to me in my back higher than what they did this time. Also, breastfeeding this time was actually not bad. I knew what I was doing. I have done this before. She had a great latch in the very beginning. I fed her like maybe 30 minutes, if that, after she came out, and that was a good thing because I think it made her have a strong bond at the beginning and a very good latch at the beginning. The first week went by. Of course, you have to deal with bleeding, breastfeeding soreness, which I still had that somewhat. It's just not as bad because you kind of know what you're doing and you're not latching wrong and stuff like that. But it is sore because you're doing it again for the first time in a while. She was experiencing some really bad like days where she does not have a bowel movement, and she's honestly gone like 4 to 5 days without having one already. And I think that also contributed to like the hard times of where she's having that colic and reflux too, and the fact that that's all compiled on top of her and she's having that issue. It just really sucks. I bled for 4 weeks and pretty much stopped, was done, and I actually was so excited because last time, because of me getting the post-preeclampsia, I bled for a full 6 weeks, which is, that's literally a month and a half of bleeding. So to go from 6 to only 4 weeks of bleeding, I was like, okay, cool, like I've actually stopped kind of earlier this time, which I was really glad about. I got my birth control inserted, and it wasn't no big deal. I had already done it before, and I kind of knew what to expect and everything. But after I got my birth control inserted, I think a week and a half later, the 6-week mark of being postpartum, I started bleeding and was like, what is going on? Because I was like, is it my birth control? Like, is there something going on? Is there something wrong? So I was kind of really nervous, and it was a little bit nerve-wracking. And the first day I bled like spotting, kind of, you could say, maybe barely more. And I was honestly gonna call my doctor the next day to see what goes on and probably call them to talk about it. And the second day I started bleeding more, and I was like, oh my gosh, I literally am on my period for the first time back postpartum at 6 weeks. Last time with my first one, it took like 3.5 months for my period to come back, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'll have bled for 4 weeks, I'll have, probably 2 more months to wait for my period to come back. No, it said, no girl, we coming back now at 6 weeks, and I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. I really do wonder if anybody else has got their period back after being postpartum at 6 weeks, because I swear I really feel like that's rare, because I even answered an Instagram poll about when you got your period back for the first time, and I think like only 25% answered at the 6-week mark, and I was like, I really had to be in that 25%. It is what it is. It's fine. I got through it. It lasted like 9 days, which is horrible because usually mine only lasts like 4 to 5 days normally. So I'm thinking the birth control probably is trying to find its balance, and my hormones are kind of like crazy right now, so hopefully that fixes. Other than that, I'm doing really, really good postpartum. I'm doing great in breastfeeding wise. I'm doing great health wise. They put me on high blood pressure medicine and iron pills after I delivered to make sure that I did not get post-preeclampsia again. You can hear her making sound. Which is great because that helped out so much for me to feel great and not get sick again like that. Sleep-wise is not bad. I let her sleep until she wakes up, and most nights it is hard to get her to sleep, first of all, till she initially falls asleep. Then she sleeps for like 5 hours, which I could not ask for anything better, because with my first, he was awake every 2 to 3 hours. Her doing that, only waking up once through the night, it's such a blessing. She's growing great. She is smiling now, cooing, trying to talk to you. I feel like she already weighs like 13 pounds, maybe more, I don't know. She has her doctor appointment next week, so we'll see how much she weighs then. It's just kind of like crazy getting back in the swing of things and having to deal with 2 at a time instead of just 1. Because I definitely do kind of miss being able to take a nap here and there like I was able to with my first. But hopefully from here on out she'll have way less colicky reflux issues, and that will kind of fade away, because if so, that'd be so great, because that's the only issue that she has besides not going to the bathroom every day, which I'm sure that'll change too once she gets a little bit bigger. I'm just so excited because now I have one of each, and she's doing so great and I'm doing good. Breastfeeding's going really great. I'm giving her how much she needs. She's eating about like 5 ounces right now at 2 months. Giving her a bottle sometimes. She also takes that. So everything's going really good. She's also wearing like 0 to 3 to 3 month clothes already, and it's like, dang girl, you getting some chunky thighs. And she just, which is a good thing because she's healthy and happy and definitely growing fast. I'm going to go ahead and insert a few pictures of when I first got my birth control inserted to show you guys how it kind of looks and what it looks like after and what it does to your skin, because it kind of looks horrible. It looks like you kind of got beat up in the arm. I'm also going to go ahead and show you what it looks like right now. This is kind of what it looks like right now. It's a lot better than what it was at the beginning. It's definitely starting to die down now and kind of heal, and the bruises slowly just like fading away, which is really good. If you have never gotten an Explanon inserted in your arm, oh my god, it is the itchiest thing ever after you get it placed in your arm, and it's still kind of itchy right now, but not as bad as it was at the beginning. I guess it's just because of like the device that they use in the little like the insertion point. Oh, it makes it so itchy. Hopefully my hormones can kind of like get back to where they are supposed to be, and this birth control does not give me any issues, because last time I had to get it removed because it kept giving me a lot of bad symptoms, like headaches every day, very bad like feminine issues down there. It just was not a good experience. So I hope this time it's a lot better. So my weight was at 150 when she was born, and it is at currently, I believe, 132, which is not bad because usually I sit at like 120, 121, which is kind of underweight for me with my height and age. Hopefully it kind of stays around in like the 130 to 140 range, because that would be really great for me, because I'd be right at average weight. When they gave me my birth control, they talked about how I was doing postpartum, and they actually didn't check me even though I got stitches, but they know this is my second one. They know like, okay, you know what you're supposed to feel and everything like that, so wasn't worried about that, and I won't go back until a year to get a pap smear. I'm doing great postpartum. She's doing great besides her 2 little issues. And I hope it stays this way, because you don't want to feel like crap. You don't want to feel like, every day is just like a chore. I'm going to actually insert a little clip as well of her. She's sleeping right now, but still, just so you can get a little sneak peek of her. I definitely enjoyed filming this video for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit the bell notification so you know when I post my next video. Bye guys.
Hi girlie. What you doing?